And welcome once again to Investor's Edge. I'm Gary Kaltbaum, your host. Hey, thanks for being with us today. Glad you're here, ladies and gentlemen. Happy that you are listening. It is Monday, February 2nd, 2026. Hope you had a good weekend. We were freezing our butts off here in Florida. Still on the cold side. Just a big wow. It's going to be 29 tonight in Orlando, Florida. Anyway, and then I get to go to New York City the end of the week where it's like 8. Yay. What can I tell you? Anyway, a few things. It's Super Bowl week. And as of right now, and as you know, we're 9-1 in the playoffs. We pull no punches. We can change our mind. We really like Seattle. It's 4.5. Let's see how the line goes the rest of the week. I hate giving 4.5 in a Super Bowl. Garbage touchdowns. You're up by 10. They score a touchdown with 8 seconds to go, and you lose on the bet. So it's a tough one. But we'll give out our official pick on Friday. We may change it. The over-under has our interest. It's about 45. That seems a little bit low. And Seattle's got a great defense, but I think New England's got I think they can score. We'll see. Anyway, we'll give the official stuff out on Friday. We're not going to do any who scores first, how many yards, and all that crap. We're 9-1 on regular bets, so worst we're going to be is 9-2 for the playoffs. We'll take that, but we want to go 10-1, ladies and gentlemen. Good luck to both teams. I spent my weekend, I watched a lot of tennis. I taped it. I couldn't stay up at 3:30 in the morning. I watched the semifinals of the men's and the finals. Wow, great tennis. Great tennis. I remember when Alcaraz first won the Miami Open, he came out and I was watching him like, I think this guy's got the game, but I didn't realize how good he was going to be. 7 Grand Slams already. It's 22. That's the record. Well done. And that's our sports coverage for the day. We're going to cover today. I have to tell you, I love you guys. Every now and then, I'll get emails from you. Do you know what I got emails on today? What do you think about the Grammys last night and what they were saying? And what about these Epstein files? Well, as you know, we are multifaceted here. We're just not going to do the markets. I'm going to tell you my opinion on both. And I'm pretty sure you know what my opinion is already, as I am Mr. Logic. We'll get to that a little later. But first, this is serious talk about everything that affects you. Yes, we'll do the Super Bowl pick. We'll do the markets. The economy, your job, your industry, the Morlocks in D.C. And look, for the record, and I have to preface everything with him, I'm rooting for him. I hope he does well. I'm so worried about him, I can't even begin to tell you. Loose cannon does not begin to describe the man in the White House right now. But I'm rooting for him. I'm wishing him well. I'm not TDS. We call balls and strikes. Almost 3 more years of who knows what's next. Those are the Morlocks in D.C. And if you don't get this radio show in your city, we'll post it at GaryK.com. We'll also post it on our X feed. And if you don't follow us on X, you should. Just put our name in. If you'd like to email us, just be nice. By the way, we'll also post it on other podcast apps, as well as the BizTV YouTube channel. Let me tell you how I felt on Friday after the close and after doing my little scans over the weekend. I was like, all right, cool. They finally put a nice little top in on a bunch of these leading semiconductor names. Let them pull back for a few days, maybe even a couple of weeks. I'm good with that. And then over the weekend, Futures came up last night, and let me tell you what futures were. The Dow was down 400. The NASDAQ was down 250. And they fumbled and stumbled around in the aftermarket throughout the night. And as we were getting near the open, the NASDAQ futures was still down about 100. And I'm thinking to myself, okay, cool. We'll get more of a pullback. Let them rest. I'm a happy guy. It sets things up better. Well, let me put it best. The NASDAQ opened at 23,366. 23,366. It was down, 366, about 100. By 10 o'clock, at 10:15, it was 23,651, up like 180. Forgot about the futures, forgot about this, forgot about that. I'm like, what the hell's going on here? On Friday, we saw the leading name SanDisk hit a high right at the open of 676. At 3:30 was 533, down $140. And you're thinking, okay, distribution, it rallied up $30 into the close. It was up 90 today, like nothing happened. Our favorite names, we have this little screen, symbol LITE, L-I-T-E, reports this week. Reversed $50 on Friday. Did a breakout, tucked in like a frightened turtle, reversed $50. Up $31 today. Was up more. In fact, was up 50 at one time. That's what happened today. Could have been better. Could have been much worse. Whatever happened Friday was forgotten about. Now there's some stories out that maybe move the needle. I don't know. One of the stories was Oracle. In case you don't know, Oracle's got a problem. What's the little phrase, bit off more than you can chew? They have to raise $40 or $50 billion to do whatever they want to do going forward. You can look it all up. So they're doing a $20 billion secondary, and as well as debt. And I think maybe the thought process is, okay, maybe this will move things. Meanwhile, Oracle, which opened up at 171, closed at 160, and was still down $4.50. So couldn't have been that. And I was looking for other things. What else was out there? And I have to tell you, I really couldn't find anything. Except to say, we walked in today and the institutions that were selling like crazy into the close on Friday just bought them up today. Not everything. My left screen of lesser tech was a lot of red today. So not everything. But the good stuff. Micron up 24. Seagate up 26. Western Digital up 20. Both was hit hard on Friday. Coherent up 10. Reports this week. Ciena up 16. The usual suspects. We'll see how it plays out. What we do think probably happened. Guess what the NASDAQ, the 50-day moving average is? Oh, it's 23,354. It hit 23,356 today. 2 points. And bounced off of it. The NASDAQ 100 Yeah, a little. 25,411 hit 25,478 and bounced. We think probably that was part of the equation. And the broad market had a good day. The Dow, which has basically been trading in a 1,200 point range for 4 weeks, back up 500 today, after dropping 500 in the last couple. Up next, we'll flesh it apart. And welcome once again to Investor's Edge. By the way, before you start calling me on the president, just go look at the weekend and his tweets and stuff. You know, he took over the Kennedy Center in New York and basically put it down, blasted it, and then put his name on it, even though it was kind of a memorial for Kennedy. And then they fired everybody and put somebody else in. Well, guess what happened? All the acts said, kiss mine, we're out of here. And they were losing all kinds of money. Nobody was showing up. Guess what he's doing now? He's shutting the doors for 2 years for a refurb. It's just, you know what the 2 words too much means? Too much. What have we said to you here? As if Gary was president, I'm going to lower your taxes. And by the way, no tariffs. And by the way, he put out an op-ed saying we're back because of the tariffs, which is a big lie. No, we're not. We're back because of a couple of 100 million people going to work every day, trying to do better for ourselves and our families because of the great productivity gains and medical and technological advancements from our great businesses. Not because he's taxing us with tariffs. And conveniently, he forgets, and his friends forget, he was crashing the market and the economy with the Liberation Day tariffs, and he was forced to get rid of them the next day. Conveniently forgets that. And as I said to you, if I was the president, lower your taxes, work on onerous regulations and remove them, strong on crime, strong on the border, and get the hell out of your way. But no, a lot of extracurricular activities. This ICE thing should have been perfect, should have been easy. Deportations are a part of our system. Obama was the king of deportation. But instead, I don't know what happened with ICE to where, in my humblest opinions, overboard. And don't get me wrong, I don't believe anybody should interfere with them. Cars should not get in front of them. People shouldn't spit on them. They are the authority. But just go read about some of the things that have been going on, and 2 people dead. So Gary, again, I'm going to lower your taxes, less regulations, fight crime like a mother. The border is secure. Try and get the Mets a better team and get the hell out of your way. Get out of your way. I would not be kissing the butt of places like Russia. Nefarious. I would not be pardoning white-collar criminals. I would not be fighting the drug war and then pardoning the ex-president of Honduras that was found guilty of trafficking in 200 tons of cocaine. And on and on. Go read. It should be so easy. Should be so easy. Should be an absolute gimme. Extracurricular activities. Anyway, where was I? I'll tell you what really impresses me in this market right now. The transports. The transports. The transports. Up 576 today. FedEx makes some announcement about demand surcharge. It improved digital tracking and returns capabilities. Stock was up $12 today into a new yearly high. And just so you know, this was a terrible stock for a long time. And I do believe it's an all-time high again after really acting poorly. Ryder breaks out, new high. UPS, weak, but in sympathy, rallying up a little bit. C.H. Robinson Worldwide, new high. Expeditors, new high. Some of them don't have great numbers. How about Old Dominion Freight? Been very weak. Up 12 today. They report in 2 days. And when I mean weak, that sucker went from 230 down to 120, but it's rallying up. So the transports, all-time high. That impressed the hell out of me today. And it's been on the persistent side, which the one confusing thing is the job market still stinks. And I am really wondering now, is the culture of hiring really changed now? Where every company is looking at the employee count and are paring back to the bone in order to unlock profits. I'm wondering about that. And I'm wondering, and I hate saying it, if we're at the point where everything has changed for the job market, because we used to be thrilled with $250 a month. They're thrilled. This president was out. It was 60,000. Oh, look, we beat estimates. No, 60,000 stinks. And by the way, that's not on the president. It is not on this administration that hiring is slow. I really do believe there's some sort of cultural change out there. I really do believe it could be a playing field change out there. Not 100%, but it can't be taken out of the question now. And I'm seeing it every day. Amazon's knocking a bunch out. I do believe robotics is involved. You know, you go into fast food restaurants now, a lot of kiosks. I'm reading about some restaurants that are all kiosks. I don't know how you do that. We'll keep you informed. We'll let you know what industries, but something is afoot. Up next, more in depth on the market. Got lots to tell. This is the one and only Investor's Edge. Yeah, I'm reading. Amazon eliminating 2,198 jobs in Washington. State record shows. Here's another 16,000. And I'm not picking on Amazon. It's just the one I'm reading about here recently. So as I have said to each and every one of you, if you work for somebody else or another company, make yourself very important there. Make yourself indispensable. Make yourself the go-to person. Because you never know. $29 in Florida tonight. Yay. Okay. Most asked about. Do I think the gold and silver move is over? Here's what we do know. it looks like they had a real climactic move. Simple as that. The top is in for now. That's the best way I can put it. I have no edge in knowing whether it's over or not. And I'm not going to be a doofus and say, well, it's going to be tough to get the old high. Well, the old high was 2 days ago on silver at 109.83, the SLV. It's 72.40. Duh. What I would tell you is the normality would be some wild back and forth swinging right now. But that has the makings of a climactic vertical move, a vicious last move up, sucking in people that would buy at any price, and pretty much burying them quickly. That's how it goes. Best way I can put it. And now I suspect some drifting around. What I would tell you, what I'm going to be watching for, is the miners. Something positive happened today. The GLD finished down, I believe, $18 to $427 today. But the gold miners didn't budge. The GDX was down a cent. Typically, that means near term the metal will rally some, but I don't know. I don't have a good edge here except to tell you that was a climactic move. And you know, when you let air out of the balloon, you can hold the ends and let it come out slowly. This was somebody taking a pin and popping that sucker, where a ton of it came out all at once. And that's when you have that big move down. When you have a chance, go back to Qualcomm in 2000 and Tilray a few years ago, TLRY. We're not saying the same thing's going to happen, but you'll see the same type of look. Kind of like a moonshot that comes down pretty quickly. That's the best I can give you on that. The second most asked, Bitcoin. I got a few today. Gary, we haven't sold. What do you think? Well, now you tell me. All we can tell you is crypto is in a bear market. It's worsening. And nothing has changed. That's all we can tell you. And where it stops, we do not know. Remember, we don't know targets up or down. We know uptrends and downtrends. And we know the process of bull and bear markets. And we can just tell you Bitcoin, Ethereum have traced it out almost perfectly. And we told you recently, if we break below the recent 7-8 weeks lows that we're holding, it will invite more selling. Guess what it did in the last day and a half? Broke it. And of course, there is some, that micro strategy broke the lows also. And I have to say again, I want you to listen carefully. We've never understood people falling in love with a company that has changed itself to nothing more than an owner of Bitcoin and leveraged. You do know you can buy Bitcoin as an ETF, and I think you can buy it leveraged also without having to get into this thing. And what's ended up happening is when you are an entity and you are leveraged into one entity, and that one entity drops, if it drops one and you're losing 1.25 or 1.5, losses are accentuated. Well, you have something that has gone from 457 to 140. 457 to 140, while Bitcoin, I'll give you the IBIT, 7182 to 4422. And the next part of the equation, and this is the part that pisses me off, I've never understood. Why do you bring somebody on TV who told you Bitcoin would be 150,000 at the end of December, and if not, the end of January, and is only off by 55%, and has murdered you if you followed the lead, and you bring that person on? What do you think of Bitcoin? If you had a broken left arm and you went to a doctor and they put a cast on your right arm, are you going back? And then this same person, I'm not naming names, did an entity that it's involved with the production of Bitcoin, and when they first did it, it went from like 22 to 160 and right back down to 30. And then rallied to 60. And it really, I don't know if there's anything there. Well, it just went from 65 to 22. That's why we have trained ourselves. Watch the market. Market doesn't care about me or you or that person. That's all. And I've been saying to you, there's nobody in the sphere of the crypto that even thinks bear markets could happen, even though the last bear market in 22, Bitcoin dropped 75%. 75. Right now, I think it's down about 38. I'm not saying it's gone down 75, but what if it does? First off, I think that MicroStrategy, now called Strategy, how ironic of a name, I don't know if it, I wonder whether it can be an entity. I don't know how they can lose 75% and you're leveraged. I hope they got their house in order. So it's still in a bear market. And today was down nicely again. And is obviously not paying attention to other things anymore. It used to go hand in hand with the NASDAQ. No more. And as we have told you, no sales, no earnings, no product, no services, and a lot of hype and touting from this administration, whose family is neck deep involved in these things, which does not thrill us. And we've said that about any administration or any politician who does the same. We drink nobody's Kool-Aid. The Dow, good day, remains range-bound. The S&P, good day, remains range-bound. NASDAQ range-bound. NASDAQ 100 range-bound. Boy, if they can break them out. Up next, what else are we seeing? This is the one and only Investor's Edge. In the aftermarket, Palantir's up 7%, about $10, but is way off the highs. The stock has been trashed over the last few months. High of 208. It's 158 in the aftermarket. But hey, better than 148. Teradyne, I don't see the numbers yet, but it's up $34 in the aftermarket, 14%. That's nice. Not so great is NXP Semiconductor, down $11 to 220. And how about Fabrinet, FN, electronic contract manufacturer, has been acting pretty well, down $50. 500 down to 450. Those are the four that stand out for me. After the close, and we'll have a bunch more the rest of the week. Transport strong. Apple, We told you Friday, sneaky. Reversed on earnings that we thought were good. It was first down $6, and I said, sneaky, let's see how it goes. Was up $10 today. And back right at the 50-day moving average. Apple is in our purview for the first time in weeks. Didn't say we bought. Didn't say we're buying. It's now in our eyesight. NVIDIA. I got it down $6 today. It tries to peek out to the upside, not highs, but at least. And now it looks like it's towards the downside. Meta, big gap up recently, filling the gap. Not thrilled. We told you about Oracle. Microsoft down another $7 today. Software stocks still miserable, and we believe for the most part remains a big avoid. And we remain stunned on the drops in software. Stunned. Adobe, Salesforce.com, Microsoft, Oracle, SAP. By the way, SAP was up $6 today, but it's gone from 313 to 207. Ouch. Broad market, decent today. Our left screen, good shape today. Oil prices dropped. We think that helped. And the reason they dropped, supposedly we have a phone call with Iran in the next few days, and maybe we'll lower that temperature. We'll see. Beats the hell out of me. All right, so I got a bunch on the Grammys, and we tape it, and we watch some of the performances, and we're weirded out by a few of them. Anyway, they're all out there. F ICE. One of them came out and said something about stolen land. So here's my thought process. I couldn't give a crap what any of them say. It doesn't matter to me. What they didn't say has more interest as far as I'm concerned. Do you notice? I did. They weren't whining, complaining about the Palestinians anymore. Oh, because the Jews are out. They left. So let's find something else. Interesting, huh? It comes to the old line: if it's not the Jews, it ain't news. But you know what else they didn't deal with? Have you read? They're saying, and this is a low number. They're saying 20 to 30,000 Iranians have been murdered by the government there. They weren't protesting that. They weren't complaining for the Iranian people. No, it was F ICE, which, by the way, is an authority figure in this country that does a lot of good, that I believe has gone overboard and needs to fix themselves, and that's on the president to fix it, and the head of Homeland Security. But no F ICE and all that stuff. So I don't care. And the woman who said stolen land, well, she's got a $14 million home on stolen land. When she gives it up, I'll give her some credibility, just so you know. The other thing was Epstein. I'm getting emails. What do you think? I believe what I see. Look, as we have told you, and this is not sarcasm, he didn't kill himself. You can't tell me that the preeminent coroner says it was murder. There was the guards were gone, and the video seems to not work. And then all these mucks and powerful people we're finding out, we're neck deep with this guy. Oh, yeah, I hung out with him 50 times, but nothing. You all kiss my you-know-what. Do you think we're all stupid? Do you think we're stupid? Pictures, videos, contemporaneous notes. We're not stupid. You can go read the list of who's who. And when I hear one of them say, nah, there's not, kiss mine. Don't wee down my back and tell me it's raining. So any of them involved especially after the dates they knew that he was a pedophile. You know what zero respect looks like? We'll start there and then think worse. And you know who I'm talking about. Go read up who. It's a list of very famous, supposedly very respected people that decided, yeah, I'm going to hang out with a pedophile and we'll let you run with the imagination. That's my thought. And he was murdered. That's my thoughts. And if you believe otherwise, God bless you. And if you noticed, they're dropping any investigations. Have you seen that? They're dropping any and all investigations. How do you feel about that? Anyway, that's my little bit of thought on that. And it goes under the column of we move on. I was depressed today that the text bounced. I suspect we're going to have a couple of more scare days in here. We'll let you know. But some interesting aftermarket, and we'll see how it's taken in the morning. You have a great evening. Drive carefully. And when you get home, do like we do. It's quite simple. Make sure you hug your family. Make sure you hug your children. They will feel better. You'll feel better. I promise. Stay well. Be well. Peace out, all. Have a good night.